Good morning, welcome to a new Harry's Farm video. And yes, we are busy drilling in the most wonderful weather. Today, 30th of September, perfect conditions for drilling. And we're using a different drill this year. You see it in the distance there, it's called a Horsch drill. I will go through that and what that means. But it's got a much bigger hopper on it, so I have to bring a lot more seed to fill him up. Previous drill used to take a ton, now it takes 2 tons to fill that drill, and these are what these bags are. So this is seed, it comes in 500 kilo bags, and we've swapped variety, and I'll go into details of that in this video. Basically what we've done to get to this stage, why we're going now, and just to start though, the weather, September. I know farmers always talk about weather, but it has been fabulous for putting crops in. After the nightmare of 25 hours and 24 drilling, and it was so wet, and we were fighting, and could we get it out, and claggy conditions, and these wet areas. 2025, super dry, crazy summer, trying to forget about harvest, and then we had all that rain, 80 mil of rain, and the ground just lapped it up. It didn't go wet, it just lapped it up, and it germinated a lot of the sort of weed seeds. So this is what is sort of this green here, all this sort of thing comes through, which we're really pleased about, because then that gives us a chance to kill off those weeds. We spray that off, and then we come in with this Horsch drill, and this is a different drill, and it's a direct drill. And just before we came up here, I did a walk around in the yard to try and explain how the drill works. And yeah, I'm going to drop that in now. Sorry, there's a lot of background noise. I didn't have the mic, I was just walking around, but you'll just get an idea what a clever drill this is, and what an extraordinary bit of kit that is, and the cost of it is unreal. John's just doing calibration. Computer sets, those things actually do the metering, and they're computer controlled. You can see the electronics on them just there, and that squeezes up, and they're a metering device that then sends the seed out to the coulters. You then have this scale, Horsch scale, and you measure how much wheat has gone through. So he's just doing the calibration at the moment to get the right drill rate. But I want to show you these discs. This is the disc that does the work, and that is cutting into the ground. It's on tarmac here, so it's not doing a lot. And this round rubber wheel here controls the depth. So that will hit the ground, that will stop it going in any further. That is the depth of the drill. And if we come round this side, seed is shooting down there and comes out in that coulter, that shiny thing there, here. There's a little hole, you can't see it at this angle, but seed pops out of there. And this wheel here just follows the ground and slots it in and covers the slot basically, and covers up, adds soil on top. So there it is. There's no coulters, there's no disturbance of soil. It all happens, all those discs are just cutting into the ground like that. That's a great thing. Horsch drill, and a very clever bit of kit. 6 metre wide, this one. He'll fly along with this, where he's got 360 horsepower at the front, and the price of this kit is just extraordinary. If you wanted to buy this Horsch drill, 6 metre, £140,000 you'd pay. That tractor you'd pay at about £300,000 for. So £440,000 drilling rig, this thing. But I can't wait to see it work. Right, it's just coming in to fill it up, which is a bit of an operation because it's such a big drill. We're going to try and get one bag up there. We'll give it a go. Hello.
I'm wondering if we can...
Yeah, might be able to.
Well,
always something.
Both bags were like this, they would probably go over.
Oh, I see.
Alright, going over the edge.
Do it like that, yeah. So take 2 off and then hook 2 on.
Yeah.
luxury accommodation, sort of.
Getting bigger and bigger, don't
They do. Yeah, I thought I ought to give you a ride in the tractor, the drill tractor. John Walker is the owner of this tractor. Hello, John.
Hello.
Yeah, you've always done the drilling up here, haven't you? Since,
Yes, for probably 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Lose count.
Yeah, not doing a lot of steering here, John.
No, we're on guidance. We can do the whole field without
It's just
touching
nuts.
the wheel.
Looking at, there we
It's
go.
all on here. We can see the whole field.
There's a bit of a reflection, unfortunately, but right. So there's the whole field, and you can't touch the wheel. It's got guidance, and you're saying it's actually got a even cleverer, more accurate bit of
2
guidance.
centimetre RTK.
2 centimetres. That is extraordinary. So this tractor is driving to, in theory, 2 centimetre variable across the field. You don't know this is working hard. Have you got anything that's saying how much you're using? Power?
There's 5.1 litres a hectare. It's a low revving
It
engine.
is, isn't
It's
it?
a MAN engine.
What revs?
1100.
1100 revs.
We're doing just over 12k. We've got plenty of power here. We're a bit
Yeah.
overpowered for this.
Right. That is extraordinary. 1100 revs.
Yeah.
5 litre. That,
Even on the road, you'll be doing 1500 revs at 65k.
good lord. That's nothing.
Yeah.
What's it redlined at then? Is it at 2000? Is it rev to 2?
Probably, yes. Trouble is there's
No, you just don't know,
no
do
dial
you?
on it, but-
You're going to have to do something now, aren't
I
you?
will, I'm gonna have
Because
to.
we're coming to the end of the field.
Yeah, I'm not using the automatic lift on this drill,
Right,
so I'm still going to press the button for that and turn the wheel.
that's on there, isn't it? So it's all a joystick control, really.
Yeah.
It's what, same as mine.
Press
It's,
that.
and then you've got a pretty sharp turning circle, haven't you? A bit of flashing going on. And then you're just dropping it down into work.
Yeah, when we...
And it's decided, right, so it's decided it's locked on.
Yeah, away we go. And I've got the tram lines marked with a yellow line on there,
Yeah.
so then I can sort of cross-reference yellow. Next time it means number 3 for tram lining.
God, 6 metre ago.
Yeah. I think spot rate 7.6 hectares an hour.
Oh, what's that? 7.6 hectares. Good heavens.
7.3.
And how we? I should know. Is it 50? We've got no. What are we doing? 40 hectares? Is it 45 hectares?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I've just got to remap the field next door because we've changed the
Right.
size on
Yeah.
it.
I ought to say actually that you can see your drilling work or your tractoring because you're right next door to
What, Clarkson's farm? Yes.
Farmer's Dog, aren't you?
Yes.
Everything you look out on at Farmer's Dog is what John's farming, and you're supplying them beef as well, aren't
Beef
you?
and lamb.
Really?
Yeah, a
As
bit
well?
of parking.
Well, and a bit of parking, yes. Yeah, your most profitable field.
It is. It could all be that profitable.
You're all right. Yeah, it's gone well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
For our neighbouring farmer.
He has.
He's done very well. But anyway, back to drilling.
Pressing the heavy patch, you see all that.
Oh yeah. God, isn't it lovely seeing a drill working in these conditions? No mud picking up on the wheels, nothing. Just absolutely perfect. I could almost roll this straight away, can't I? Well, I suppose it hasn't got the disturbance with the min till, isn't it? So we're off and away. Right, I ought to jump out.
Yeah.
Leave you to do a lot of very hard work.
That's
I
it,
can see.
Relaxing. I can put my feet on the
I know,
box.
and it's the temptation to touch the wheel, but you get used to it after a
You
while.
do. Nice.
Yeah, it's heaven. It's so quiet in here as well. Excellent. I'll go and have a little look how it all looks. Brilliant. Well, I'll go and fetch some more seed and feed this
Yeah.
monster.
That's it. This will be enough for this field.
It's quite nice when there's a field this size,
Yeah.
really. Right. Thank you, John.
That's all right, Harry.
I will see you in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. And off he goes. What an amazing bit of kit. John's just coming back now, and this is sort of how it looks. I just want to get into the field because then he's more up to speed. But you can see very little disturbance. It goes in, and that disc goes in. What you got to remember about that disc, when it's just lovely, the ground here. We get slightly obsessed with seed beds, but this is so fine. What you want is a friable soil, so seed contact is really good. There's a bit of moisture there as well, and down there I can just about make out a slot here. Whether I'll be able to find the seed is another matter. There it is. So it's just placed in till, and that disc actually cuts lower than where the seed goes. So the disc is down, and if you remember that coal tube, we just saw it in the previous clip. It's about an inch and a bit above the bottom of the disc. So it's in a loose tilt is the idea of where the seed is. And it is perfect, utterly perfect seed conditions at the moment. And it's just glorious to see after the nightmare that we had last year to see seed going in like this. That's saying that, well drilled, half grown is hopefully this will happen with this crop. We don't know until we get to harvest next year, but it's had the best beginning I could ever wish for. And you remember, he just goes past. I love how he's nothing on the steering wheel, pressing that button to lift that out. You'll see that start to lift out. There it goes. That stops the seed. You can see the weight going on the tractor, the tyres going flat as he goes round. You could automate this as well, but most people do it manually at headlands. It's just easy. It gives you something to do. You can see the weight on the rear tyres. He'll then drop the drill in, all the weight then onto the drill itself, because they need real pressure on those coulters to cut into the soil at 7.5 hectares an hour, and a 2-ton hopper there rather than 1 ton. So once he's full, he can do that many more hectares. And off he goes. Yeah, and I've swapped variety this year. When you're farming, there is lots of trials to try and see which wheat variety is better than an old variety or a new variety, and they're independent tests, and they're so useful. I'll display it now. It's quite a complicated list, but I have changed to a variety called Bamford. Which I thought was one. We were growing something called Dorsum before, and Bamford is a newer variety, and it supposedly has a 3% lift in yield over Dorsum. I worked that out. That's about £40 a hectare. The seed's the same cost. It's a soft wheat rather than a hard wheat, which I'll explain when you see the seed. It's a milling, potential soft milling variety. I'm not growing it for a premium. I'm just interested in that 3% lift in yield. It's got excellent disease ratings, so lower use of sprays, and hopefully it will do all right. But yeah, that's sort of drilling. I've got to get busy now because I can roll this straight away, and the reason for rolling is just to make an absolute uniform seed bed. Everything works better. The pre-emergent sprays is the next thing we put on. Slug control is near perfect. Slugs can't get access to the seed because it's such a friable tilth, and it's a perfect surface, nowhere for them to hide under stones and clods and things. That's all you can do. But this year we need absolutely maximise the yield with the grain prices where they are. It's sort of break-even point is around 3 tonnes a hectare, 7.5 tonnes a hectare. So we've got to achieve that. And this is a first wheat, which is the highest yielding. It's had that long break. I've subsoiled everywhere, so I should have controlled any panning underneath that, if we do get a wet period, the rain will go through, and it's been drilled in the perfect conditions. That's all I can do. And that's the gamble of farming. That's the fascination, because it's got off to such a good start. Okay, let's just have a quick look at some other things happening on the farm. Yeah, last bit of seed, and then I've got some here on the trailer, so I'll take that out to him as well. But if you come round here, yeah, obviously I've got an empty grain shed. It's all gone, loading the last lorry. And as ever, when you load the last lorry, you think, oh, it'll all go on the lorry. No, Not quite. So I've got a little bit left over, but yeah, it's not too bad. It's about just over a ton of wheat left from the harvest. And yeah, everything now, the combine is in and it's all parked up, and we've oiled it. As I mentioned in the previous video, it is all winterized. I've got these rodent repellents we're going to put around it. There are, I think, 3 cats on the farm now that is fairly active. We're doing everything we can to control any rodents in here. We've actually, I mean, this is all hoovered everywhere. Not only is it swept out, it's hoovered out. There isn't a grain anywhere. And the grain that's in those bags will go on the trailer once we've finished with the seed. But yeah, it's a strange feeling when you've got empty grain and it's all done. The positive was the combine reckoned we had 165 tonnes in total. I haven't got the final weight through, but we've loaded about 174 tonnes or thereabouts. There was about 3 tonnes left over from last year, so 171 tonnes. So yeah, pretty accurate what it got on its yield meter as you're going around. It's such a useful management tool having that on the combine. But yeah, last lorry gone, all waiting, don't know the price yet, it's on the pool. We'll just see if they've managed to beat what the market is today, which is about £160. What's interesting is next year is about £10–15 up already on this year. So the wheat we're just put in the ground, that ex-farm harvest 26 is around £175, so more than this year. Anyway, so that's what's going in the grain shed. One more thing I just want to show you, and that is just what is happening in the hedgerows this year. It's just a bountiful harvest. It's just this. Look at these crab apples here. I mean, it's just festooned in crab apples, and then the hawthorn. You can see all the berries here as well. An extraordinary year. What happened this spring or the summer? Something. All these trees loved the spring-summer period, and they're now bearing fruit like we've never seen. We've even got the hedge further down we planted, and there's really sweet, lovely apples in there. And we don't remember planting an apple tree in there, never seen them before, but this year, yeah, terrific apples. And we've got a walnut tree right down there. Squirrels, we have squirrels here, and they always get the walnuts, but not this year. There's too many, and there's one tree where Mrs. Emma's been picking the walnuts. We've had 20 kilos of walnuts, absolutely perfect. You open the nut and they're full up, so they're sort of cooking in the Arga, and got plans with those. And the other one I ought to mention, sloes as well. My goodness, they're like grapes the size of the sloes, and again absolutely festoon a bush over there. Just something here. This is like a margin round the field. You can sort of see here, you can probably see it better around here. All these margins, which are wildlife refuge areas, is the idea of them. They're 4 to 6 metres wide. They have been on this farm since 2005 with a stewardship agreement, and then updated with an SFI agreement and things. There are a lot of farmers absolutely tearing their hair out because we love these areas, and we've seen a real benefit. We've seen owls, barn owls now flying around, an increase in wildlife, just leaving these areas to go back to nature in effect. And if you remember, I said in a previous video back in March, the government removed SFI. They closed it with half an hour's notice, with the promise that they would republish what the new SFI would look like in the summer, and then you'll be able to enter that. Well, summer has been and gone. We're now in autumn period. We've had change of ministers, and there is still no news on what the SFI is going to look like for 26, and you probably won't be able to enter it to April. And there is about 6,000–7,000 farmers in the UK whose agreements are coming to the end of this year, and they're just ripping up all the countryside stewardship old agreements, all this grass margins going, all the field margins, all the nesting areas, wild bird mix, just getting ripped up and going a week. There's not what they want to do, but with no news, nothing on the table, no updates, nature marches on. The only thing they can do is to go back to intensive farming again. So 20 years just lost of nature conservation being thrown in the bin because we have a government who say they're going to announce a new system in the summer and they don't. Nothing you can do as a farmer. You can't wait. You work to seasons, not to government's agendas, and we'll have another cabinet meeting and then we'll have a reshuffle, etc. We need the new, well, we needed it months ago so that you could plan. Farming doesn't work on knee-jerk reaction. It cannot suddenly decide, oh, you can carry on if they announce it in February. We have to put it in now, as you see. That's why we're drilling now. So yeah, hopefully I feel for them, because we love farming in this way, but we can't do it without support, and that support, there's just silence from the government on it. There you go. So that's what's happening on Harry's farm. Busy time, wheat going in incredible conditions. I've got to get my skates on, take some more seed out there, get the rolls on the tractor, go and finish off, and that'll be it. And just a bit of spraying of pre-emergent. So I hope you enjoyed this video, just to have a look at what's happening on Harry's farm. If you did, keep watching, keep subscribing. More videos coming on very soon.